Welcome, fellow Stardust. Are you ready for a scare? I see you've come back for more. If you're new here, buckle up. And thank you all for joining me today. My name is DeRay, aka Rainbow Fright, lover of all things dark, creepy, and weird. Today's movie review will be on Hong Kong horror, Dumplings. This week's pick for my Asian Horror Month is not going to be for everyone. Viewer discretion is going to be strongly advised for this review as it may be triggering for some. There will be mention of fetuses and terminating pregnancies, so please keep that in mind. This movie does not hold back. Last week I did a review on Train to Busan, and before that I did a review on Tetsuo, the Iron Man. I also released a video where I discuss all 3 films in the Tetsuo trilogy, so be sure to check those out if you're trying to catch all of my episodes in my Asian Horror Month. And to wrap things up next week, I'll be doing a reaction video to a first-time watch of Audition. And in fact, all of these movies from this month are first-time watches. Now today's movie, Dumplings, is written by Lillian Lee and Fruit Chan. It premiered at the Berlin International Film Festival on August 4th, 2004, and it was shortened in order to be included in the compilation film 3 Extremes, which was distributed by Lionsgate and released on October 28th, 2005. Because so much had to be taken out of the shorter version of the film, the 2 endings are drastically different. This story follows Miss Lee, who is a washed-up actress who is neglected by her cheating husband. In order to feel as young and as attractive as she did when she met her husband, she seeks the help of Aunt May, whose dumplings have kept her looking much younger than she is. Envious of Aunt May's fair skin and young appearance, she continues to eat her dumplings despite finding out that May uses fetuses as the main ingredient, and the older it is, the more potent it is. The cook, Aunt May, is played by the prolific Bei Ling, who we saw somewhat recently in my review of Edmund. Her resume is incredibly long. She's been in every kind of movie and TV show. Our other lead is played by Miriam Chenhua Young, who does an excellent job of making us feel bad for her and disgusted by her. People will go through great lengths in order to appear beautiful and young for as long as possible, a theme we see in one of my favorites, Death Becomes Her. But unlike that comedy horror, the measures that Miss Lee decides to take are far more disturbing than a magic potion. The idea of terminating a pregnancy alone is taboo, especially in the US with everything going on with Roe v. Wade, and this added element of consuming the aftermath for personal benefit is way out there. But as disturbing as some of the scenes get, Fruit Chan presents them to us in a tasteful way. For the most part, we do get a few good and gory moments from time to time, but the real horror comes from the callousness of Miss Lee and May. The sound design really accentuates the horror of what we're looking at, the chewing, the cooking, and even the sex noises. I could have really done without the extra loud sex noises, but if you enjoy ASMR, you're going to really enjoy the sound design of this film. It really gets in your head. So as we all know, China used to have their one-child policy that ended in 2015. So up until then, since 1980, women were forced to terminate their pregnancies if it wasn't their first one. This 2004 film even makes light of the policy when May speaks about her ex-lover, who was opposed to the policy and yet still conducted 10 terminations per week. May still had her connect at the hospital, and this is where she gets her supply of youth dumpling filling. While security at the hospital is tight, it's not tight enough, as May is able to go back and forth through security with ease. Because May was also a doctor back in the day, she is also a black market midwife, and this is a skill that allows her to obtain her most potent supply. I really loved the set design of this film. We have this famous dumpling chef who is living in a project-type apartment, which was a bit confusing at first, but it makes more sense in the end. There was a line that really stood out to me, and it was, "You may be rich, but I am free," said by May to Miss Lee. Even though May's apartment is small with no AC and peeling paint, it looks more inviting than Miss Lee's home. Miss Lee is right when she says her house is just a house and not a home. May's apartment is set up in a way that is welcoming to gatherings and conversation. And honestly, looking at the summer breeze blow through the window and imagining what that cooking would smell like without the youth feeling, I would love to be at May's house over Miss Lee's house. Miss Lee's house is beautiful and all, but there's no heart, and that's all portrayed through the set design and cinematography. When we're at the home of Miss Lee, our view is always partially obscured by a wall or some sort of object. There always seems to be a separation from Miss Lee and whoever she's interacting with because of the framing of the shots. At the end, with the dinner party, we didn't really get any close-ups of her friends, which lets us know that these folks aren't too important in her life. They're just people she uses to make her feel good about herself. And I absolutely loved the dinner scene and that whole reveal. I just wish things were pushed a little bit further. And while we do get a bunch of crazy stuff that goes down after that scene, I just felt like the climax could have been a little bit more impactful. In the end, a subplot comes back into play, which I thought was cool, but I just kind of felt like there was still some unfinished business. But overall, Dumplings is a sad tale of desperation, sacrifice, and betrayal, all presented to us in such a beautiful way that it makes us want more. Dumplings earns 4 rainbow skulls out of 5, and you can catch this one on AMC Plus as well as Tubi for free. And 3 Extremes is on Tubi, YouTube, Vudu, Apple TV, and Amazon. Well, thank you again for joining me today, fellow Stardust. I appreciate you being here with me. I'll be back next week with my subscriber request review of Trick or Treat, as well as my reaction video of Audition. So, if you haven't already, go ahead and hop on the Rainbow Fright Freight Train and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. That way you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. And if you liked this video, please hit the like button and share it with a friend. I hope I see you next time. Peace.